Surrounded the build-up to the $400,000 Miracle Mile at Harold Park on Friday night. Adam Hamilton joins us in the studio. Nice to talk to you in the studio instead of down the link from Melbourne, Adam.
It certainly is, David. It's a first for me to be here, and, well, it's a great circumstance to be here because I think on Friday night at Harold Park we saw the birth of an absolute superstar in harness racing.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, a lot of stories surrounding the build-up to it. A mare in foal, two lady drivers, but there was a Kiwi that came here highly credentialed and lived up to every bit of that and suggested maybe it's one of the greatest.
Yeah, certainly. I think a lot of people were trying to find reasons why Iraklis wouldn't win the race. But what it really came down to is the fact that he is the most exciting thing we've seen in harness racing for a long, long time.
And it had to overcome a few obstacles on the way too.
Yeah, he certainly did. You can see here that he didn't take any part in the start at all, Iraklis. You can see him just settling into a nice position. He's back running about fourth at this stage, and he manages to find a lovely trail. Sable-Eyes, as expected, burned to the lead early, and I think it was on the cards all the time that the first of the real big guns there was going to get the lead off her, David. There's Ilvacolo taking the front. Norm's daughter, who won the race back in June, coming around to sit outside the leader. And that really set it up for Iraklis. You can see that Iraklis-R.May, his driver, has dropped into, in harness racing terms, the lovely trail. The one out, one back
to the punters that our Savensula didn't run in on Friday night.
Yeah, I think it was a very, very disappointing decision by the Harold Park officials. We saw some hour before the Miracle Mile that our Savensula came out. He equalled a world record, David, winning the support race on the night. A stunning performance, and I'm sure if he had the run of Iraklis, he would have been right there at the finish.
But all fairness to Iraklis, a race course record out here, what, 1.4 seconds faster than Norm's daughter and Manaville from the Friday before, so a deserved winner.
Look, the mind boggles how fast these horses are going to go. You think this is only his second start at the top level, Iraklis. He's gone around in 154.3. We're getting closer every time to these brilliant American horses. You can see bizarre move here by Iraklis-R.May to stay in. The punters' hearts were in their mouths at this stage when Manaville, the rank outsider and shock inclusion in the field, put Iraklis in a pocket here at this stage. But Manaville starts to race a little bit roughly as he gets tired under pressure. There he goes, galloping now. And the punters breathed a sigh of relief. Iraklis pulled out. He had a flat tyre at this stage, and let's pick up the call.
Norm's daughter the outside, Sable-Eyes trying to get out, and here's Iraklis on the outside, Ilvacolo in front. Iraklis is storming home, Sable-Eyes getting out late, but the boom New Zealander, Iraklis, takes the lead from Ilvacolo, and Iraklis gets up to win. Iraklis 3/4 of a length, Ilvacolo a length away, third Sable-Eyes, then Norm.
Well, what a great moment for trainer Robert Cameron. 1967 won the inaugural with Robert Dundee, but this time even happier because a half interest in the horse.
Yeah, certainly, and a more humble man you wouldn't find in harness racing. He's a trademark of one of the traditional Kiwi trainers, very quietly spoken. Never wanted to put his horse into the boom bracket before the race. I think he did that himself with his on-track performances, but Robert's going to have to get used to the media hounding him, I think, over the next couple of years.
Yes, and driver Iraklis-R.May was absolutely delighted.
He's only had 23 starts tonight. You know, to come around this wee track, never been on such a small track before, and do what he did, I think it's just sensational, really.
And he's only 4 and a 154. Were you surprised by it?
Well, very surprised at the time, yeah. Couldn't believe he went 154. He did it so easy because he had a flat tyre for a wrap. Most of the, you know, a round and a half, a round and a quarter.
Did that worry you?
Oh, it always worries me. Flat tyres take a lot harder pulling. And what I was worried about is the tube was going to come off the rim and the noise it was making. So, you know, it definitely didn't help.
And a bit of memory, I mean, Robert Cameron won the first Miracle Mile and he's trained the 31st.
Yeah, well, Robert's the leading trainer in New Zealand at the moment. He's a great trainer and done a great job with this horse, there's no doubt about that. He actually didn't race him as a 3-year-old, just kept him for his 4-year-old career. And look what he's done this year.
Yeah, 31 years, long time between drinks, but I suppose a few had. You were out with the connections last night.
Yeah, Kypros Kodzikas, the millionaire fish merchant who owns the horse over in Christchurch, played host to a great dinner last night, and it's good to see such great sportsmen. Obviously, the money doesn't mean a lot to Kypros, but the thrill of winning a race like that certainly does.
And the storm out there didn't dampen the enthusiasm of the punters?
Oh, look, not at all. I'm sure they've really heralding the welcoming of a new hero, and a stunning performance it was. Unfortunately, he won't go round in their True Memorial at Bankstown next week. That's a bit of a surprise. But it's probably not when you look at Robert Cameron. He's focused so much on the Melbourne Summer Carnival, and he desperately wants to win that Hunter Cup.
Well, at Gloucester Park on Friday night, the Golden Nugget and another former Kiwi, True Takeoff, certainly lived up to the name.
Yeah, he certainly did. Now, this race has got interest because it's for some of Australia's best 4-year-olds here. This $100,000 race, growing in stature every year over in Perth. And the leader here was True Takeoff. He was expected to really push Mon Poppy Day, the heavily backed favourite, once he drew so well in barrier 2. He was sent out a strong second-elect, went straight to the front, and Jim Curry, his trainer, really deserved this win. Mon Poppy Day, who was an outstanding 3-year-old last season, appears to have come back well. But, David, I felt he had his chance after sitting outside the leader in this race last Friday night. Third place getter is a horse who sits behind the leader, Lord Brook. And if there's a hard luck story to come out of the race, it was from Turbo, driven by Greg Kersley. Greg, of course, won the Ladyship Mile on Norm's Daughter in Sydney last week. But here we can pick up the call and let's see the final stages.
Mon Poppy Day trying hard to reach him, but it's going to be a Curry Harper Golden Nugget. True Takeoff has led throughout to win. Mon Poppy Day's run.
Yes, Mon Poppy Day went out favourite there in the Golden Nugget, but it was True Takeoff that led from go to woe. Well, interest now Friday night at Fremantle for the Fremantle Cup.
Yeah, that's the next Grand Circuit race, and that'll be exciting stuff. It's a handicap race, and I think there'll be a lot of horses there trying out to impress regarding the Hunter Cup, which, of course, has now, I think, taken over from the Inter-Dominion as a race that all trainers want to win.
And you're back at Bankstown next weekend as well?
Yes, 2 in a row. I haven't been here at all, and I'll be back again next week.
Mate, it's great to have you in the studio. Look forward to it.
Certainly.
Okay, Adam Hamilton talking harness racing, and we'll take a break and be back with more in a minute.